Hello, YouTube. This is Moan on Words of Wisdom for the viewers. Today, we're going to do a little quiet talking about a very nice, gentle kids film we saw. We really liked it. It was very good. Did we review the first one?
I think so.
I hope so. Otherwise, this will be really
I'm
awkward.
not doing the quiet voice. We did.
I'm not actually going to do it. We went and saw It, Chapter 2. And it was really good.
No, it wasn't. You liar.
I liked it a lot. It was definitely not as good as the first one.
I was very, very not happy with the second one. See, told you we did it.
Just wanted to check.
Here we're gonna.
I personally feel that there were some areas where it did a lot better, and quite a few where it did a lot worse.
I don't think it did better anywhere.
I really liked the monsters a lot better. You seem to think that they are really CGI.
They CGI.
I liked them a lot. I thought they looked great. It's the first
They're
time in a
more
long.
gross than scary.
That's a type of scary.
Not for me.
It is for me. They got me. The monsters in this one definitely got me. I'd say the biggest weakness for this was that it was better as a kids movie. A lot of the reviews I've seen for it have talked about how, the book
doesn't make any sense.
the kids part is better than the adults part.
Yep.
It, the TV series, the kids part was better than.
So it turns out the joke that he can't finish book, that is something that's been levied at Stephen King. So it was a meta
in joke.
Yep.
I definitely wouldn't do that in a movie that you ended so poorly, but it's like ha 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 in joke. Oops, my pants are on the floor.
Well, honestly, the ending didn't bug me as much as the whole thing for me was
the tone.
Tonal disaster is what I called it as we were leaving. Couldn't let a single scary moment lie without a joke. And
what if they had gone full that direction, fully embraced it and gone Evil Dead? Because they were borderline there.
What do you do to Pennywise to make that work? Because Pennywise is scary. He's intimidating. And he eats kids.
You know what, man? What a great job for acting. Like, Pennywise has done so well.
Best.
Honestly, all the acting is really good.
Yeah.
I really think the problem was with the direction.
Yeah, because I think Bill Hader was allowed to improvise too much.
I think he did a great job for a different movie.
Yep. And
it didn't fit what we were watching.
No, it didn't. It didn't work. The movie was overly long.
It was so long. It's embarrassing because there was parts they could have just cut out, and it would have just been unaffected.
Yep, I think.
Don't get into too much spoilers. We're still in the.
Well, I suppose they don't explain him in the first one.
Yeah,
okay.
We gotta do spoilers to get to that. I know what you're thinking.
Yep.
I agree.
There's a lot of.
It's extremely meandering. This was literally a movie that was 30 minutes longer than it had to be.
It doesn't build the characters much. It doesn't explain where they've been for the last 30. It doesn't show what's changed about them in the last 30 years.
Well, that's because nothing has. That was what I thought was really dumb. Like, none of them had changed. They were literally the same characters, just older, and in the exact same situation that they started in.
Except the one skinny now, which is special.
Yeah, he's attractive now. Therefore, yeah. There were some real weaknesses. I personally feel that, as a whole, it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I saw it. Definitely not as good as the first one, but pretty good.
I did not enjoy it. I was very disappointed. And
it's funny, I actually didn't like the first one as much as you did. I thought it was okay. I liked this one better. I think I like campier horror movies.
It's not the camp that, well, it's not developed as well. That's what,
Agreed.
The idea was that it plays on their fears and worries, and it doesn't do it on adult fears and adult worries. It's still playing on their kid fears. Kid
That's
worries.
because they don't develop them as adults with adult
Yeah,
fears.
that's
They just,
that's the
like I said,
flaw
they're
with
the
the movie.
same people.
Mhm.
They're literally just in big bodies.
That's my flaw opinion with the whole movie is nothing has changed despite us being told everything has changed.
I would argue that this story would have been way better if it ended with this ending in the first movie. Like, just flesh that one out a little more and not even have the second arc. I don't feel it added anything. Except killing off one of the characters for no reason. I feel like that's not spoilers because it's like right at the start.
Okay.
I was like, 2% into this 3-hour movie.
Yeah, and it's not really addressed. Its effect.
Yeah, it's
on the
literally
people
just a thing.
The effect on people isn't addressed. It just. Let's get into spoilers.
I'm gonna give this. I'm waffling between a 6 and a 7.
I'm super helpful with my scores. I'll give a 5 out of 10, like I've given this past several things we've read. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really on the fence. I wish I knew what I gave the first It. I almost need to rewatch the first It though. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay, I think you gave the first one a 7.
I find them to be pretty similar. Very different, but similar overall in my rating of them. If that makes any sense.
Kids grow and change in the first one.
Yeah.
No one grows and changes in this one.
I enjoyed this movie better. Like the action, the stuff going on. But I think the first one was a much better executed movie.
Okay.
You stick the parts where they're getting the things, and they have those like horror recollections back to. We need to get into spoilers.
Okay, so
Spoilers.
5 out of 10. Here's spoilers.
6 out of 10. Spoilers. Basically, what I'm getting at is, if you take the parts that are the kids sections, they have all those horror sections where they are kids, but in the second movie, you take those, put those into the first movie, have them get their totems then, and finish the arc
Well,
out.
they basically had their thing in the first one, where they all deal with their own personal fears, and they're very child specific fears. The problem is it's all child specific fears in the new one, and none of the adult specific fears.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm just saying it would have been good to have those monsters. I really liked the monsters, and I wish they had been in the first one. That's my big thing. The monsters really did it.
which
for
one?
me.
The naked old lady?
Yes. All of them. I literally liked all of them. My least favorite monster in this movie was Pennywise. Scorpion Pennywise was garbage. I thought you silenced that. Okay.
That's the important part. I can't silence my phone. The switch is broken.
Uh-huh.
You
You can do it in the menus.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work, and then you have to do it. Turn it back on. You have to remember to turn it back on, or if it stays silent forever. It doesn't grow with its audience. Like,
Actually, I want to talk about some of my notes because, sorry,
you made
continue.
notes.
Yeah, very short ones.
Yeah. None of the adult fear. Okay, stop. I'll stop eating the same issue over and over. The pacing was bad. It was all very slow. It felt like the whole "Let's Split Up" gang was straight out of a Scooby-Doo episode.
You have to do it on your own. I mean, we all did it together for this one, but that one's special because reasons.
And
that was how much explanation they gave it. That was literally a thing.
what's his name's Richie? Richie's death at the end was the most telegraphed death on the screen since. Oh, I had one. I'd picked one. It's super telegraphed. It's like, yeah, we did it, and the thing goes silent, and you go silent. And you're like, huh? I wonder if we're focusing on this happy moment for some specific reason. Oh, they killed him. What a shock! Oh no, I feel so many emotions about this scene right now.
I put in my notes only one good death, and I can't remember which one it was because there was a lot of really stupid death. Like, Richie didn't need to die. It made no point in the plot other than to give you a heart jerk.
Other than, well, other than it being unrealistic that all of them would survive the finale.
Yeah.
That would be my thought. The little girl's death in the beginning, where Pennywise lures her away, as interesting as it was, it could have been taken out of the movie. The entire character of what's his face, the stabby dude from the first movie,
He absolutely should have just been gone. That
no
whole
reason
arc,
to keep him in the movie at all.
completely remove it from the entire movie. You saved 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Lost
He
nothing.
adds nothing.
I liked him as an actor. I didn't think he was badly done, but he played no purpose and just padded your time, which was not a problem you had.
Yeah,
The romance in this was so forced, so garbage, and so poorly developed.
I hate love triangles, as I may or may not have mentioned. On
Okay,
the
this
channel
has to
before.
be the least, obtrusive or invasive or annoying love triangle, but only in the sense that it's so poorly written that it can't be a bad love triangle.
What if? Because one of the dudes is not even aware there's a love triangle going on. He's just like,
Oh, hey, she gave me a kiss. I'm married.
he,
They didn't even address. They didn't. It was so badly done. Take some of that stupid 25-minute bully arc to flesh out this romance if you're going to use it, because you did a piss poor job. It was basically like the fat kid gets with the pretty girl because he got buff and he remembered her love song.
yeah, they didn't. They did a disservice to her character, being the only reason she was interested in him was the poem from when she was a kid. There's no actual romantic connection or anything like that explored between the two, which is dumb.
It felt like for a huge portion of the movie she was reduced to a love interest, and it was like, oh, who? She felt so simplified as a love interest than she did in the first movie, where she was a complex character who hung out with the boys and was in an extremely scary abusive situation at home. And she was a very complex and developed character, and in this she was just like a whiny love interest the whole way through. It felt such a disservice to her as a character.
It's the same. Again, it was the same kids they were 27 years later.
I would argue she actually reverted. She was worse in
Well,
this
yeah,
than she was originally.
She's the same as when she started. Yeah, at least in the first one, she had an arc and became independent. This one, she just picked another dude.
Yeah, she actually literally backtracked from the first. She ended that independent. This one, she ended up with a dude. You know, that thing that girls need to complete them because they're not, standalone humans on their own.
Because the way it's presented with her being stuck still in an abusive relationship 27 years later, the way it's presented in the movie gives me absolutely no confidence that the new relationship will last and that she'll just end up back in another abusive relationship with someone else after this one falls apart.
Well, I mean, it's not even like... She literally fell for this guy based on a love poem from their childhood. Like, she's literally started the movie by taking off her wedding ring from an abusive relationship and based her whole next relationship on a childhood fancy in a love note.
How's that not
That's
just
worse.
as abusive as a...
That's like, it's Disney princess levels of stupid.
How did you feel about the ritual of Jude?
Yeah, it's pointless.
It's weird.
This movie felt so much more all over the place. It felt more like, oh, we got to throw a cult in there, we got to do this and this. It felt like they had a lot of wickets from the story that they had to hit, and they didn't really flesh out. Like I said, the ending was all over the place, but a lot of it was all over the place. But the ending was really all over the place. I mean, 1 minute, it's a monster battle, and they're fighting and running, and stupid death, and then...
Suddenly they're fighting another challenge.
And it comes down to just, like... For that to be what finishes the story out, they did not establish or develop or play on the idea that, what they think, or what they make him think, is what's reality. They didn't work with or address that at all, except for literally, the last 5 minutes of the movie.
You must obey the rules of the farming habit. Because
That would fly in the face of so much that they'd already
They
dealt
could have
with.
set that up in the first movie.
It's so stupid. Well, let's bait him back to the small crevice and we'll get him there.
Dumb.
There was some really
dumb.
It was all over the place. The ending was really bad. I will say, I saw this in another review, and I agreed so much. His like, blah blah. Well, and I will not. Is the like light
yeah.
just like gets him halfway through his.
Yeah,
That was great.
I did like that.
Just like I'm sick of listening to you.
I think it would have been more fun to show Beverly's visions of each of them dying so we could see them overcome what kills them.
Yeah, I think that would have been better. Yeah, for talking about that, they really didn't address it. It was just a plot point to make him not leave.
Yeah,
It was really the only point of it being there. They had to come up with a MacGuffin, so they didn't leave.
A lot of the flashbacks added nothing.
A lot of the movie added nothing. Literally, the whole ritual of Chud and all of the work they did up to that all meant nothing. It was literally pointless. So much of this movie was pointless busy work. The bully, getting their, conquering their individual things, and then going and doing the ritual of Chud. It was literally all they did was go, "You're a little clown," to finish it. Like, they could have done that from the start.
They beat him with the power of friendship.
I was thinking it too when they were doing it. Nah, let's hold hands. We're together. We're powerful.
The power of three will set us free. Wait.
The power of friendship. Put our hands together.
You get the marker.
Exactly.
The smiley face.
That's exactly what I was referring to. I'm glad you got it.
Triforce of courage.
It was average. It was a pretty decent horror movie. There's a lot of bad ones, so it's not saying much.
I've enjoyed kill count episodes more.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. That is the way to watch horror movies. Okay, I've got nothing more.
Yeah, there's not much else to say.
Any words of wisdom for the viewers?
Develop your characters better.
Last Jedi.